Hi, Steven. How are
Hello.
you
I'm
today?
very good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay. So I suppose today we're here just to talk a little bit about our schools
Yeah, yeah.
and a little bit about academics and cultural differences between our schools and things like that.
Yeah, and
See
maybe
what
something
happens.
about our students.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, where shall we start? Maybe our center first.
Yeah, sure.
How do you think about our school?
Very impressive, yeah. I really like the decorations, really like the classrooms. Very, very modern, very, very cool. Um, Interesting kind of facilities around with the computers and with the theatre. You feel like a theatre
Yeah,
going on,
professional theater.
which is a professional theatre, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, very impressive. Nice to have coffee at reception as well for students and teachers, I suppose.
How about your school? Do you have all the facilities quite similar here?
Well, it's quite different because
Ah.
in London we have our main KKCL school in London, which is in a much kind of more. It's actually in a listed building. It's in a very traditional, very old building in
Wow.
London.
Is that a castle?
It almost looks like a castle.
Wow.
Literally, it almost looks like a castle. It's a very beautiful building. So we do have a lot of modern facilities there, but the general decoration of the building is very, very different. Like there's things like we have, like kind of traditional, almost like church windows in the
Church windows.
almost church windows in the school,
Wow.
but they're really cool looking. And then during the summers, we expand every summer and we open different centres around the UK and in China as well nowadays. So obviously they are all slightly different to each
Wow,
other, you know.
wow. I hope one day our student can visit your school.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I'd love our students. Obviously, some of our teachers are here with you already,
Okay.
giving
Yeah,
very
sure.
good, giving very good feedback about.
Really? Your teachers like Metin?
Absolutely, yeah. They love it. They.
How do you say about Metin?
Well, they say good things about everything except you.
Oh.
Everything else, no, sorry, no. They say they think everything's really well organized. They think they really like the students actually as well, which some of them are surprised about because obviously when they come to a new country, for most of our teachers, this has been their first time in China, so
Okay.
there's always a little bit of fear, a little bit
Scared.
of, exactly, that you're not sure what this new culture is going to be like and if
Yeah.
the students are going to be completely different.
Yeah, normally
Um,
our students don't bite teachers, so they're
normally.
safe in Metin.
Well, you said normally, so
Yeah,
so that
normally.
means sometimes
I'm kidding.
accidents happen. Yeah, absolutely. I think philosophically in KKCL we're quite similar to that because
great.
we have had the philosophy, particularly amongst the adult students, is that we treat each one kind of individually. That when they arrive, we do kind of the needs analysis. We do level testing, obviously, but a little bit more than that. We do like needs analysis with them. We do kind of tutorials every week with them to kind of so they have a few minutes alone with the teachers to kind of talk about how they feel they're progressing, what areas they think maybe they're not so happy with, areas they are happy with, etc., etc. Because, like you said, they're kind of they're the boss, you know. They're kind of
Yeah,
the
students are the boss.
Students are the boss, 100%.
Yeah.
Students, they every one of them has something slightly different that they want to get to, that they want to achieve, you know.
Oh.
And like it's really important that we kind of that we find out what that
Yeah,
thing is and
yeah.
what that goal is to try and help them with it, you know.
So, Steven, why do students learn English?
Why do students learn English? Well, I suppose there's many reasons. That every student's slightly different, but of course English is the international language now. It is the kind of, particularly in business, in the workplace, you see everyone's doing business is done in English now.
Yeah.
There's like for in KKCL in the UK, like we have people coming. A lot of people come for work. You know, they come for work reasons. A guy's a doctor or he's a dentist in his native
Okay.
country, and then he arrives in the UK and he can't speak English, and suddenly he has to work in
That's a
a shop,
disaster.
or he has to work in wherever it is, in a restaurant, and he obviously wants to work as a doctor again, but they need the English to do that. Obviously, some people do it for kind of fun or for personal development as well. A lot of people need to just want to explore the world, and
Explore the world.
just like this book, coincidentally.
Yeah.
There it is. But yeah, like I think like with regards to students, like they it's a combination of things you need, you know, to kind of when you want to study English. Like people need to be motivated,
Yeah.
whatever that is. They need time as well. You were talking about the mothers in China, that they're kind
Yeah.
of finding that moment of time. and we don't like to talk, but unfortunately they usually need money as well, like, you know, there's a
Yeah, of
financial
course.
thing as well in order to learn English, like, but I would say time and motivation are the two biggest.
Yeah, I think motivation.
Fact.
Yeah, how do you think about the differences between KKCL and Maitan?
Okay, well, like, the main difference really for all the teachers is the makeup of the students, you know, because obviously here they're teaching exclusively Chinese students.
Of course.
Of course, you know, that's where we are. In KKCL, it's quite a eclectic mix of nationalities, you know.
Oh.
Some Chinese obviously there, but it could be any nationality, it could be any mixture of nationalities within the group, like, so there's more of kind of a cultural, there's
The
usually
class is gonna be harder or easier to manage.
well, I don't know. It really depends on the individuals. Like, I think generally speaking, I find teachers prefer to have kind of a mixture of nationalities. Like little discipline things like controlling language use, first language use is much easier if everyone's a different nationality.
Yeah.
If everyone's Chinese or everyone's Italian or everyone's Spanish or whatever it is, there's less of that word motivation. There's less motivation for people
Yeah,
to use English, you know.
I think that's why most of the teachers got CELTAs or DELTAs, so they are so ready to do the instructions, concept checkings.
I think they're all ready to, and they're able to deal with these things anyway.
That is very impressive because some of the students in Maitan, they just tell us the feedback about your teachers. They
Great,
think, yeah, they just say, oh, we were so scared at the beginning because the teacher don't speak Chinese. I said, oh, sure, they don't speak Chinese. And then later they realize even the teacher don't need to speak Chinese. They still understood the instructions.
Yeah.
They had a lot of fun.
There's no reason for a teacher really to speak any language other than English.
I
in an
totally
English
agree
class.
with you. Yeah.
You know, there's really no reason. Like every teacher, if they're experienced enough and if they have enough people skills, they're able to make themselves understood. And that's kind of the essential thing, you know.
Yeah. Do you think your teacher improved some Chinese skills?
You mean in terms of the language?
Maybe the Chinese culture thing.
Absolutely, yeah. They're very, very happy with the culture they're living in. You know, it's just for people watching this, people who, if you go to Beijing, it's very hot.
It's very hot. That's something
that's
I'm
the one
concerned.
thing.
Yeah.
We can't control that, but everything else they love. Like the food is very good. Again, people get worried about these things. Like, what's the food going to be like? I can't have English food, whatever that is.
How do you like Chinese food?
I like it. Yeah, there's a lot of variety. I like Chinese food. Nothing
Yeah,
wrong
so it
with
sounds
Chinese
like
food,
working
you
in
know.
China is fun, huh?
Working in China is fun.
Oh, thank
I'm
you
saying
so
this
much.
directly to this camera. in front
Okay,
of me.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're talking about how did you just recruit your teachers? Do you have some standardized for the candidates or qualification requirements?
Yes, absolutely. We select everyone very carefully, I suppose, is the answer. You know,
carefully.
all of our teachers are either CELTA or Delta qualified. The majority of them have kind of other educational qualifications within different fields of education, whether it's within primary school teaching or if it's within English in general that they've studied in university.
Wow.
And then once they arrive in KKCL, we kind of scaffold that by giving them CPD and teacher training sessions very regularly. You know, because we have a specific way we want them to teach, which is where we look at each teacher, like we've spoken about. Like we look at each student as an individual. We try to find the best way to get those individuals to their goals. And for our teachers, it's really important that we kind of push them in that direction and that they get on board with that, you know, and they do, which is the important thing.
Very impressive. So what kind of courses do you have in KKCL?
Well, we do a lot of adult courses, obviously. Like we do general English, just like you guys would do, exam preparation, all those same things, you know. So our teachers are very experienced when it comes to preparing people for exams. We also do kind of interesting little things, like we do kind of work experience English courses. We have particular closed groups occasionally where we will kind of, it'll be a combination of sort of internships and work experience and also English lessons. And a huge part of our business is working with teenagers and with young learners, we have a particular program called Go Create that we use, that we are very proud of, which is kind of, it's a different way of learning English. It's using media and project work to try and work together and create something together. That's why it's Go Create. But obviously using English through all the steps.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and we've had a huge amount of students coming from China, younger students coming from China.
And
who've
all
taken
around the
part
world.
in that. And all around the world, you know. But, you know, we're in China, might as well mention the Chinese
Yeah,
students,
yeah.
you know.
Sure.
And they're the main courses that we offer, you know.
Cool, cool. Though maybe the last question, are you gonna send more teachers to Beijing Latin?
Absolutely, you know, we want to send as many as we can, you know. We're very happy about the partnership. We hope it continues and gets even stronger.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good interview.
Yeah, nice talking with you. Is that done?